What's up, Dolphin fans? Welcome back into the Draft Time podcast here on the Dolphins YouTube channel. My guest today for our free agency interview is quarterback Zach Wilson. Zach, welcome into the show. Welcome to South Florida, man.
Thank you. Super excited to be here.
So you just got in, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been down here a few times because you play us every year with the Jets, but what's your South Florida experience, or I guess what are you most excited about for South Florida?
Well, I would say this was always one of my favorite stadiums, if not my favorite stadium, just because every year we played in Miami, December or January, and it was freezing wherever we were at. And I was like, man, I can't wait to get to that Miami game where we get to go enjoy some sun. And we'd always try and maybe come out a little bit early. And so, the weather's awesome here.
Speaking of nice weather, you're going to be getting married here sometime this summer coming up in Cabo, right?
Yeah, so we're actually going to get married out in June. We just had our bridal party in Cabo, but we're going to be getting married in New York City.
Okay, I missed that one.
Yeah, there we go. So New York City.
Hey, summer in New York is not bad either, right?
Yeah, it won't be too bad.
How long ago did you guys meet?
We met my second year in the league, so it's been close to 3 years now.
Very cool, very cool. So that's coming up this summer, then training camp right after that. Before all that, though, you signed your contract with Miami Dolphins. Well, why the Dolphins? Like, why'd you choose Miami?
Yeah, I think it was a great fit. I mean, with Coach McDaniels, Coach Bev as the quarterback coach, I think it's going to be a great fit. Just with what I'm looking for, the type of offense, the amount of information I'll be able to learn from these guys, I think it couldn't have been a better match.
So you mentioned some of the coaches you worked with in the past, or you're going to work with this year. Obviously, going from the Broncos with Sean Payton, with Davis Webb, with Joe Lombardi. What did those guys kind of help teach you in your fourth year in the league?
Yeah, I mean, they were phenomenal. It was almost a different look at playing the position, but I felt like I was able to get on my feet and learn a ton of new things, and felt like I was playing good ball. And so I'm excited to kind of find what's next in the journey.
Was that weird for you to go a whole year without playing like a regular season rep? Because since you were probably 8 years old, you haven't missed a year of playing football on the game day field. Was that kind of strange for you?
Yeah, super strange. And so obviously, you always hope, how can I work hard to get back to that point where I can be on the field, and finding the best opportunities for that in any way, and just trying to get better so I can be ready for that.
Yeah, and just reading some kind of background on you, like I read some articles from some Denver papers and stuff talking about your experience there, and they were saying that you really embraced that role and kind of took what you could from it and learned the most from it. How did those reps, in the preseason reps as well, because like they were saying like you were feeling more comfortable in those preseason reps that you got, how did those maybe kind of shift your mindset or your focus, maybe even build more confidence for you?
Yeah, like I said, it was kind of just a different way of looking at the game, and I thought they did a good job of bringing the entire team together, and I felt like, it almost just felt like taking that next step, that it got a little bit easier out there just playing with the guys around me.
I read one quote from another one of those stories that talked about you expressed your experience with the Jets, right? And how it didn't go the way you wanted it to, but how you kind of took those experiences and learned from them. Like, what did you ultimately take from that experience in New York?
Yeah, it was challenging, and there's things looking back, I wish I could have done so much better and maybe would have approached differently, but I think at the end of the day, it's all part of the story, and learning from those experiences and those hard times, and ultimately is what got me here, and hopefully being able to take advantage of the next opportunity here.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the verbiage and the offense that you can learn down here, and obviously a second pick in the draft, like pretty damn talented football player to be drafted that high. What do you think this offense does to suit your skill set that you offer?
Yeah, extremely explosive. There's obviously a lot of speed on the field. It's been one of those teams on film that, when I've tried to watch film of the offense, you can't really replicate anything they're doing because they're extremely explosive with what they have, and Coach does a great job of altering things to his players and what their best strong suits are.
Have you had a chance to meet up with our quarterbacks coach yet, Coach Bevel?
I have a little bit, and we'd always kind of talked a little bit in the past, and he's a great dude.
Yeah, you got a pretty good offensive support staff. How about Tua? Do you and Tua know each other?
I do know Tua a little bit. We ran into each other out in California last year, and I threw around with his brother a little bit, and then Tua would come out on the field, and we'd talk a little bit too, so I'm sure we'll get to know each other quick.
All right, so let's go ahead and make this one last question for you here. What are the Dolphins getting in quarterback Zach Wilson?
Yeah, somebody willing to come to work every single day, take advantage of the opportunity, and go out there and just be my best self and let it fly.
Very good. Zach, appreciate your time today. Zach Wilson, new Dolphins quarterback here on the Draft Time podcast. Appreciate your time today, man. Thank you so much.